and welcome back to the lands between in Elden Ring. It has been a year since we last wandered the lands between together, and this anniversary seemed like the perfect time for us to return and wander once again. We will begin more or less where we left off last time. The last time we wandered here, we explored the area of the lakes, a massive, drowned region full of untold mysteries and horrors. Its most prominent feature is the Raya Lucaria Academy, an ancient and enigmatic school of magic closed to the outside world. Today, we will be exploring the Raya Lucaria Academy, or part of it at least. It is immense and labyrinthine. We begin our wander today just inside the Academy gates, which for a very long time were magically sealed to the outside. We of course procured a means of entering, bypassing the seal, but the seal is still in place, as you can see. The Academy has been closed to the outside world for many years, and what lies within is not entirely friendly, but we shouldn't have to worry about anything today. The great Erd tree, of course, casts its golden light down across the lands between. It touches even here in the Academy. The Academy itself is perched atop and within this massive plateau. You can't even see it from here, but we will get a better look shortly. Don't mind the mess. Any bodies you see are simply the results of ensuring that this wander is a relaxing one, uninterrupted by any ne'er-do-wells. This fellow up here, however, is quite peaceful. Emergent by his crackling fire, his strange donkey creature waiting with him. I do love the pattern on the donkey's back there, on the blanket on its back. or donkey-like creature. It's very gaunt and a strangely long neck. And I've always enjoyed this instrument that the merchants hold as well. The long closure of the academy and its subsequent neglect is evidenced by how overgrown this primary approach is. Once upon a time, pardon me, this would of course been kept clear. There would have been a major road into the academy. But now it's overgrown with trees that have been growing for decades and inhabited by groups of wolves which appear to be all asleep, just having a nice nap, which is fortuitous because it means they won't be bothering us on our wander today. Lovely view from here. Across to the cliffs on the eastern edge, Liurnia of the Lakes. The other main gate to the Raya Lucaria Academy. The approach is faring even worse than the one that we are currently on. It's fallen into disrepair over the years, tumbled and broken. It's a breezy day here in Liurnia, and now evidently a damp one. But the rain is somewhat soothing, isn't it? And the mist makes for a very atmospheric scenery. The layers of landscapes into the distance. Another sleepy wolf. The architecture of the academy is quite varied. Here at the approach and the outer areas are many Gothic style spires. The surrounding town also exhibits this architecture. These magical seals will teleport us to and from the entrance so that we don't have to walk all that distance, but it's kind of a nice walk, soothing in the rain. Hilltop spires in the distance, slate gray skies, fast-moving clouds. It's windy down here and windy up there too, although it appears the rain is slowing. The sun is just peeking out from behind the structure here. It's low in the sky. It will be nighttime soon. The Raya Lucaria Academy, of course, has a commanding view of the surrounding country, the area of the lakes and beyond. Look at the sun reflected off the ocean out there. The beautiful way it lights the side of the academy. Gorgeous. Now, to enter the academy proper, we must take a great lift. A great lift in this beautiful, ornately decorated tower. Look at the detail of the window panes. Such intricate patterns. And the detail of the lift itself. Stone engraved with all manner of intertwining, repeating patterns. Shall we go up? It's not a long ride. And up here, we find ourselves in the clouds as we enter the Academy of Raya Lucaria. The Gothic architecture continues within, but it does eventually give way to more varied styles. Ethereal wisps of magic glide about, suffusing the very atmosphere of the academy. In its heyday, all kinds of magic were studied here. The magic of glint stone, for example, and we can see here many glintstone crystals in crates lining the walkway. And the magic of the moon was a major focus of scholars at the academy and its leader, Queen Renala. Magic of the stars was also explored, though considered somewhat heretical by Renala herself. All manner of clutter lines the path here, including many bird cages with birds within. Look at these poor creatures. I know not what purpose they serve, but they appear to be trapped within these cages. No one seems to care for them. Perhaps they're not real. Maybe they're simply magical birds. Difficult to say. Certainly, though, these gargoyles possess no life, but they do make for imposing silhouettes along the entryway. And there, all illuminated, we see the Church of the Cuckoo, I believe it is called. Just one of many grand features here at the Raya Lucaria Academy, but the first we encounter as we enter. And isn't it convenient that we are just discussing sources of magic such as the moon and the stars? Because the stars are bright in the sky now, a veritable river scattered across the vault of the night sky, glittering in the infinite depths. Other scholars studied comets, believing that magical power originated from the tails of fateful comets. Now, did you hear that? Not that, but before that, the cry of one of these birds. There. So they do make sounds. There are other less pleasant things that make sounds here too. But again, we need not worry about them today. This is a lovely fountain. Once again, very intricately carved. The spider webs adorning the great wrought iron gates here attest to the neglect of the Academy over decades now. But as we have said, it is not entirely uninhabited. There are crazed glintstone mages that still reside here. There are all manner of undead. And there are the curious marionettes. Marionettes who were likely created by the mages themselves as defenders of the Academy in its later days, as it fell into seclusion, seeking to defend itself from outside influences and wars. Those automatons, the so-called marionettes, still patrol these ramparts and walls, fulfilling their duty of defending the Academy. As do the mad glintstone mages. This pair is also sleeping, just like the wolves outside. Look at all the bird cages hung from the ceiling. adorning the entirety of this cathedral. I suppose they must be cuckoos, as this is the Church of the Cuckoo. I don't know what significance that particular bird holds to the adherents of this religion, but I believe it's related to the Carians. It's a bit of a mess in here. Once again, please don't mind. Some of the inhabitants were less than pleased to see us here, or see me here earlier, but once again, I've ensured that we can enjoy a relaxing wander, uninterrupted, undisturbed. All manner of books in piles here. Who knows what kind of knowledge might be found within these tomes. And feathers as well. Feathers scattered. Well, that was awkward. I hopefully didn't damage anything there. Feathers scattered all across the ground. The floor is of fine polished marble. And here is some sort of chapel or shrine. Incredibly ornately detailed, adorned with countless candles, some still burning, many extinguished. And these incredibly ornate windows continue in this part of the academy, reflected in the polished marble floor. This appears to be some kind of sarcophagus or sepulchre. Perhaps some great mage or other important figure is buried within. I did notice there's something that almost looks like an hourglass here, but what it represents, I do not know. It appears to be an idol. Well, not us. There. Some kind of benevolent figure of religious significance, perhaps. It's so quiet in here. All you can hear is the gentle breath of the wind as it moves through these abandoned halls. And I could be wrong, but I think I very faintly hear the distant ticking of a clock. Perhaps there's one in here somewhere. Shall we carry on? The light of grace burns at the end of this hallway, surrounded by many bird cages and portraits of perhaps the Academy's founders, famous mages, gifted students. Hard to say. And an absolutely gorgeous throne here. Again, incredibly detailed, intricately carved. This is a larger bird cage, occupied as well. More gargoyles adorn the walls. This table was perhaps used for glintstone sorcery. Numerous crystals, as well as bottles, hammers, sand timer. We will head back outside for a moment. And here we get our first good look at some of the more interesting architecture that this academy sports. Well, it's all very interesting, but this is certainly even more grandiose. These massive mechanical works buried deep within the heart of the academy. More Gothic spires piercing the night sky, backlit by the golden glow of the Erd tree, punctuated by bright windows. Who knows what's within? And the academy possesses its fair share of graveyards, tumbled tombstones, gnarled trees, crumbling monuments, perhaps belonging to long-dead mages. And despite being long dead, they did give us a welcoming party. They are now once again at rest. This ramshackle rope bridge seems to stand in stark contrast with the ornate opulence of the surroundings, leading me to believe it must have been a later addition, something hasty, perhaps intended to be temporary. But it does provide us with a convenient way to carry on wandering. If you listen carefully, you can hear it creaking in the wind. Listen. It's very faint, but audible. Those mystical auras by the entrance are quite beautiful. One must watch their step at the Raya Lucaria Academy. The mages suffered no fools, nor klutzes. They don't seem to have been much for job site safety. There's a severe lack of railings throughout much of the campus. Here, flickering candles illuminate more cages and monuments, and in behind that massive wheel turrets. Powered by what kind of magic, I do not know, but it still turns to this day. I love the look of the twisting branches on these leafless trees. Look like they're grasping, writhing force from the earth to try and clutch at the air, perhaps reclaim some shred of life for those poor souls buried in these ramshackle graveyards. Pardon me. No disrespect to the dead, but they were in my way. This wrought iron gate is festooned with ivy climbing all over it. No doubt, in the years since the academy was sealed off. What are these windows? I can hear now the mechanical churning of the great wheel, which serves a mechanical purpose, but also is a remarkable sculpture in its own right. Look at the detail. It does match the Gothic architecture well. Someone had an eye for drama in the design of this academy, and a great deal of money was likely put forth into it as well. Although the academy did exist before the time of Queen Renala, she did have extensive resources to devote to the academy, and I suspect much of this infrastructure was built on her watch. Here, four cowled figures stand guard over a monument. They look as though they are waiting or judging. Waiting for what or judging whom, I do not know. They are illuminated from below by guttering candles wavering in the wind. They look slightly sad, or perhaps pensive. They wear cowls and robes and ornate garb embroidered with all manner of patterns, even visible in the weathered stone after all these ages. The monument itself, no less impressive. Gothic spires, again, a microcosm of the greater academy. The architectural philosophy that is writ large across the rest of the campus, here on the micro scale. And the incredible ornate detailing, of course, is omnipresent. It does look like it's starting to lighten up. Perhaps the dawn is approaching. Or perhaps not. Time flows strangely here in the lands between. The light of the earth tree waxes and wanes. The stars come and go according to their own schedule. Perhaps they are the source of magic, as some of those forgotten scholars once believed. Or perhaps the light of the moon bathes us all in magical power. These are the secrets the scholars here were hoping to unlock. However, those questions will have to be saved for another day, because I believe this is where we will end today's wander. There is much more of the Raya Lucaria Academy to see. Perhaps we will explore it in a future wander, or perhaps we will wander elsewhere in the lands between. You can let me know what you would prefer. After all, these are our wanders together. It would be nice to know where you would like to go. But for the time being, we're going to take a break. Rest our weary feet. Thank you very much for joining me, my friends, once again, in the lands between. 1 year since we first wandered here. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this wander, and I look very forward to having you back here once again next time. Farewell for now, Tarnished. I would like to extend my most sincere gratitude to those valiant Tarnished who are members of my Patreon and my YouTube channel. Thank you for your invaluable support. In particular, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to those at the Fus Ro Da tier. They include Captain Vanquisher, Ragnar Ragnarsson, Jake Luffney, Rango Steele, Blacktooth Bob, Drummer Britt, and Angel Garcia. These are individuals of impeccable taste and remarkable generosity, and I appreciate their contributions immensely. If you would like to support the content that I create, please consider checking out my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. You get all kinds of exclusive perks at any tier that you sign up for. There are links in the video description below.